Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about the lunge. So yesterday we talked about the squat, today is the lunge, basic form, basic modifications for beginners. So the first thing that I want you to think about, and it was the same thing with the squat, is that the push, the strength, is coming from your heel, not from your toe. So again, a lot of the big mistakes I see people make with a lunge is that when they lunge down, they lunge forward. Can you see how my knee is over my toe? You never want that to happen in a lunge. Instead, when you look down, you want to be able to see your toe when you're lunging. Preferably your shin is going to be perpendicular to the ground. So this is your shin, this is the ground. I don't want to see any of this, okay? So when you're lunging down, you want both of your legs in a perfect lunge. Both of your legs are going to be at 90-degree angles. So you're not stepping way back where the leg is straight. Now there is a certain kind of lunge that is that way, but a traditional lunge, just the most basic form of a lunge, both legs at 90-degree angles. Your strength is coming from your glute and you're pushing through that heel. Again, I can lift up my toe and stay in a lunge, okay? So your weight is not in your toes. You're not doing this. That's going to hurt your knees. Most of the time, if your weight is in your toe in any kind of leg exercise, you're going to hurt your knees because you're putting a lot of pressure on your knee by having that toe bear your weight, as opposed to your heel. Your muscles can engage, your glutes and your leg muscles can engage in a different way that's going to protect your knee. So if you have knee problems, please do not lean forward, right? Instead, I want you to have your body straight up and down. Again, your body is perpendicular to the ground. You're not leaning forward. Now there are movements that have that, but again, we're talking about a traditional lunge. I just finished my workout, that's why I'm a little out of breath. So what I want you to do to get into a lunge is to put one foot in front of the other and then step back and sink down. I don't want you to be doing this number, right? I want you to think about stepping back first and then sinking down. You're not stepping back. You're stepping back first and then going into the lunge. And I do this subconsciously, but sometimes I'll bring my hand up just to remember up and down, and then come up. That'd be one lunge, two, or you can step and step back, go down, come up, step forward, just like that. So that is a traditional lunge. Weight is in your heels, body is straight, up and down, core is engaged. Now, if you're a beginner and that sounds really challenging to you, that is, by the way, perfectly normal. Every exercise, you have to build up the knowledge of it. A lot of people won't even try because they're intimidated, or they feel like, I know I felt this way about lots of things. I felt that I needed to know it, like I was behind, and therefore because I was behind and didn't know what I was supposed to know by the time I was whatever age I was, that I just wouldn't learn it at all because I was embarrassed. So don't do that. That's going to really shorten your growth over time. And I think we should all be the 80-year-old who wants to learn piano, right? We all want to have that kind of mentality, as opposed to thinking, well, I'm too old for that, or I should already know that, so I'm not even going to try. So with a lunge for a beginner, hold on to something to keep your balance, because it's weird. Exercises are weird. It takes knowledge and practice, just like any other skill. So a lot of times I also see people who are doing a lunge kind of almost cross their legs like this. I want your legs to be at hip width apart. So you're not like this, right? But your legs are at hip width apart, just natural. And one leg is in front of the other, almost like a fighter stance, okay? Then I want you to make sure your weight is in your front heel. In the back, it is in your toe. But in the front, it's in your heel. And after you step back, I want you to sink down, but only as far as you can go. So a lot of the time people will think they have to go down here, and it maybe hurts I've noticed sometimes when my knees are hurting, my back knee will hurt in this movement. So just go down just a little bit. Just go down this much, but what I want you to focus on, instead of how deep you're going, focus on how much you're engaging your glutes. Just holding this movement right here is really burning, because I just did leg day today, and I can really feel it in my glutes just by going down this far. So don't think that you have to go down to full 90-90 to get any exercise. And what I want you to do is hold onto that chair, step back to where you could get your legs into 290-degree angles, but then just go down as far as you can. Maybe it's this far, and then squeeze to come back up. And then go back down. Remember, your weight is in your heel. Come back up. and that is going to work your glutes as well. So don't think that you have to have a huge range of motion to get in an exercise. Range of motion comes with, number one, that you have that range of motion to start with, and number two, that you've been working on gaining that range of motion. Most adults don't have a huge range of motion when it comes to exercise, because unlike children, we don't exercise that range of motion, and also our bodies, a lot of our joints and stuff have gotten messed up, and with children, of course, they're just naturally more flexible. So what I want you to focus on is building that range of motion and starting where you are, instead of thinking that you have to be at this higher advanced level because for whatever reason you think that you should be. Just accept where you are and build on that. And if this is your range of motion for right now, that is okay. Guess what? If you work on it, I guarantee you, unless you have some sort of limiting ability, like if you have some sort of injury or something, I guarantee that you can get down to a 90-degree angle lunge. It's just gonna take time. So be patient with yourself, give yourself a little grace, and try out some lunges and let me know what you think.